So welcome back to Nightcap with Ty. Tonight we're gonna talk about a little conversation with your kids, and pretty much like you know how they always talk about, you need to know somebody love language and all that bullshit. So as far as your kids, it's like you need to know their language, because if you don't understand your child language, sometimes you can't get that connection. What I mean is, you know your child, you know what that connection, you know what they like, you know what that music, and if you want to connect, you got to be able to connect with your child, because they different stages in their life. So some parents right now trying to figure out how can they connect with their child. And I was listening to somebody else, and it kind of make a little makes sense. Like sometimes if you what she was saying, like sneak attacking, don't, especially like in a kind of like when I mean sneak attack is, your kids did something, you saying something, you about to drop them off, and you sneak attack them, and you say some slick shit, and they about to get out. So basically, all they're gonna do is think about that shit you did that morning all day, because you got your last word in, but that day fucked up now because you didn't put that bad vibe in them. Sometimes your child want to distance yourself from you because sometimes it's not that we don't want to be parents, but we nag and shit. So it's always like do this and do that. Sometimes you got to tell them about some of the good shit they did, but but also we got to let them know what they didn't do. But they don't. It's like sometimes that connection is always about what they didn't do. With what they need to do, and we got to get our point across. But sometimes it's the way you go about it. Sometimes you don't want to, you dropping your kids off at school, had a conversation maybe when they get home, because you don't want to have them on their mind all day, and I had to learn from that, let them come home, then have that conversation, if you about to go to school, drop them off, tell them you love them first, then like I said, so they can have that in their head. Then when you go, you had that discussion, like I said, sometimes they don't, because all they associate is with what they didn't do, what they need to do in the conversation. So sometimes they can get anxiety because it's always that. And like I said, I'm not asking you not to be a parent, because we got to be a parent. Sometimes we just need to stop going back to the past shit, what they did, what they used to do, or talk about that present at hand. But as a parent, you're gonna say, look, I done told your ass 30,000 times about these motherfucking clothes.